Oye, let's talk about roots. Now, you look for roots when you want to find out who you are, when you're curious about what came first that made everything else possible, when you want to find out how a great story came to be. And when you talk about the roots of baseball, you have to talk about Roberto Clemente. Maybe not the game itself, but the game we have today.
Batting third, playing right field, Roberto Clemente.
You want numbers? Oh, he had the numbers.
There she is! A double for Roberto.
4 batting titles, 15 All-Star games, 12 Gold Gloves.
Caught by Clemente with a tremendous sliding catch.
But with Clemente, it was so much more than that. Watch the old film, and you see an artist at work. An artist who painted with his bat, and his glove, his legs, and that unbelievable right arm.
Roberto Clemente fields the ball and displays his rifle arm.
He's going to try for third. It may be close. He's out.
Greatest right fielder in the game of baseball, Roberto Clemente.
Like any great artist, his work just looked a little different than everybody else's. And with Clemente, that work was absolutely connected to where he came from. There were only a handful of big leaguers from Puerto Rico in 1955, and it wasn't easy being Latino in baseball, or black on top of it. But Clemente wouldn't let himself be stopped. He led not just with his huge talent, but with his pride and his passion. And that made him a pioneer. He was a leader for other Latinos. And more than that, he saw the game as just the start of what he could do for people. His people. The people he played for.
From the first day, I said to myself, I am from the minority group. I'm from the poor people. I represent the poor people. I represent the common people of America.
When the world thinks of Roberto Clemente now, we can only see him as a young man. And when we celebrate him on a day like today, it's like we also mourn his loss all over again.
Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Roberto Clemente headed up relief efforts in his native Puerto Rico for victims of the Nicaraguan earthquake. Late last night, he was killed when the cargo plane that he was aboard crashed shortly after takeoff from San Juan. The governor of Puerto Rico has proclaimed 3 days of mourning for Clemente, who was a national hero on the island.
If they say a true hero gives up his life for others, it still doesn't seem right. Because Roberto should have been able to see what he made possible. Generations of players who've molded themselves in his image, who've become some of the faces of the game that he transformed. At the roots of the story of baseball today, the reason this all was made possible is Roberto Clemente.
In Pittsburgh, they call him the Great One.
This man has just impressed me so much that I'll never forget Clemente.
Remember him today. Recognize what he meant, and realize that the game wouldn't be anything close to what it is today without him.